All right, class for part three to be the demo. I'm going to be doing some glazing and some painting and some scumbling and talking about the variations in that. This is using our black and white painting that we did last week. Um, we'll be doing two of them. So I've got this one as well. Used some acrylic pens and so that's kind of the fun experimentation of it. This painting, as you can tell, let me just move it over. I used not quite a black and white, but a very just low chroma painting as my reference, meaning I can do whatever I want on here. I am free to just play and have fun. Last semester, we played with some very fun um, Beverly calls them autumnal colors. Is that right? I love it. Gold. So it's a gold ochre, transparent earth red oxide. And in this one, I used a Payne's gray, but I'm going to be using an ultramarine blue.
Ooh.
So it's kind of similar but different. So instead of a gold ochre, I'm using a transparent yellow oxide. If I need it, or if I choose to use it, I've got some Indian yellow here. So that could add some dynamicism and really warm colors. Here I've got a transparent earth red, which is just such a nice color, especially mixed with the ultramarine blue, makes beautiful darks and can do a lot. Not sure why I squeezed this color out. I think because I just have this almost dead tube and it's a color that I've never bought. It was a free sample that I got called Transparent Red Medium. But I thought if we ever want some real good warm red heat, we can throw that in there. So it's pretty much going to be this transparent yellow oxide, a red brown oxide, and ultramarine blue. I also squeezed out a touch of the green gold only because you guys a couple classes ago suggested I buy it, and I keep squeezing it out and I never use it. But I thought it might look really gorgeous with the iron oxide, the brown red oxide. And then this color is a color I don't even know what it is. I could just, it might be safer if I just ignore it, but it's an interesting green gray. On the tube, it says it's transparent, but by all appearances, that is completely not right. That looks very opaque to me. So, anyways, we're just playing, right? We're having fun. I want this class to be about learning about color, learning how I think about color, both in value keys, color keys, and temperature keys. And so, just a quick note on that. So, these are my earth colors. And so, I've got lots and lots of tubes of paint. And so this is just my way of experimenting with them. What I do is a permanent marker, and I've probably shown you guys this already, but it's a permanent marker across the back. And what that allows is me to see the transparency of the color. This side is just thick paint to thin paint, basically thinning it out by just scrubbing it or adding a bit of paint thinner. And this side is by adding white to it. And so you can see how different they are when you add white to a paint versus when you just use its transparency. Like some of these colors just have these beautiful, oh, like, oh my goodness. Like, what color is that? So I had to write them on the back. Quinacridone gold, which is a really hard color to find. It, in fact, it was going to be extinct for a while, but I think they found a way to remake it. Unfortunately, won't be using that, even though it's a gorgeous color. But what I wanted to show you is that the color underneath it is the transparent yellow oxide. The color underneath that is this brown transparent oxide or red transparent oxide or brown red or earth. Like every brand has its own way of naming it. But when I mix these two, I can get something similar to this, especially if I'm willing to add a little bit of the Indian yellow. So these are great experiments. I do that. Here's my split primary palette plus a couple other colors doing the exact same experimentation. And this is a great thing to just have in your studio so that you can go, okay, I want a warm color key. I want it to be a reddish or orangish color key. And I want it to be high or mid value. So then I'm in here. And now I have this, right? Just a great way to just kind of establish some ideas. Almost always I'm using, a number of colors, but a lot of times just establishing a color key, a temperature key, and a value key really helps. And then I can go back in and shift things as I decide where's my focal area, or how do I want the viewer's eye to move through it, or what kind of mood, feeling, and atmosphere do I want. Does that make sense? Not at all. Oh, man. And Gail, here's the black paint container that spilled all over my studio.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. No, it wasn't me. It was you.
I hope you didn't put the evil eye on it for me, because I've got a lot of paintings I need to put black on. And
I just suggest not painting with one hand, doing a FaceTime with the other hand, and having a dog that you step on. I will be using a little bit of medium mixed with a little bit of Gamsol to thin some of the paint. I could be using, any number of mediums, but today I'm using Neo McGilp. Again, I'm just trying to use this because it seems to be aging. I put my Neo McGilp into a jar lid, and I'm just going to add a little bit of Gamsol to that. So I'm just dipping a big brush into my Gamsol, and I just wipe it off on the edge. And I want about a 50-50 mix, and that's just what I like. And I probably won't even need to use this hardly at all. It'll make the paint slicker, but the truth is, all these colors that I've chose, except for possibly this guy, are all transparent colors. So when I'm glazing, I like to look on the back of my paints and look for transparent or semi-transparent. If you get to semi-opaque or opaque, you can still do glazing with it, but it's going to cloud up your image a lot more. So let's go a little bit crazy. And let's just cover this. I'm just trying to find some big shop brushes here. You'd think a 5-minute break would be enough to get all this set up. But so I just grabbed a number of brushes. And I'm going to start with this transparent yellow. And Gail, this goes to what we were just talking about. If you wanted to do a warm underpainting, right, I could have easily done this with umbers and yellow ochres and whatever warm colors I want, which is what I was doing. But now I will just do it in black and white. And let's just see what happens if I use a...
Is there any specific advantage to doing it in black and white versus the warm color underpainting?
My only reason for doing it, no, that's a great question. The answer is no. The reason I do it is it's easier for me to just establish a black and white value than, because when I add like the white paint to that burnt umber, it becomes a cooler color.
Yeah. And I don't use any white in my underpaintings. I use transparent red oxide, and then I just thin it. I mean,
yeah. So if I'm doing an oil painting, that's totally how I do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you guys see how I'm putting on this, and I haven't added hardly any medium at all or paint thinner. It's just a transparent color. So when I put it on, let's put on a thick dab of it. Right? You can see how dark it can be. But once I start spreading it out, it becomes very medium.
Are you?
I'm sorry, what's that? Let me actually turn up my mic, turn up my computer a little bit. All
Are
right,
you,
sorry, I should be able to hear you better.
are you using that medium you showed us?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So this is just straight paint and water. Straight acrylic. Oh, you're using oil paint, right?
Yeah, now I'm with oils.
Okay. So this is just straight oil paint with a little thinner, maybe.
Yeah, but none,
None.
because this paint is so slippery. I would add it if it was sticky or
Okay.
needed to be thinned even further.
I'm just curious.
So do you guys see how it almost feels like we just put on sunglasses, right? Like ochre sunglasses, or right? It's just like putting a piece of glass over the top that adds just a color scheme to it. And if anywhere that it's dark or a mid value, you can see it's just getting a little bit darker. I can also take my paper towel and bring it back across. Because it's acrylic underneath, it's not, if it's gesso, it's going to stain a lot faster. But when it's acrylic, it's a little slipperier. It's still going to dry and bind really well, but this just buys me a little bit more time to wipe away and move the paint a little bit. So for just, if you guys will allow me for just a couple seconds here, I'm going to just do it with just this one color and show you that I could do a lot. Like I can actually make darker, warmer areas by just putting the paint on thicker in certain areas. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So the color's related. All the color, all the temperature is all related. But just by having thicker areas of paint and thinner areas of paint, even though it's all transparent, I can have so much fun.
And you're
But
adding a lot of, and the texture stays. So you're adding texture to it.
yeah, a little bit. I haven't
Pure
added a huge,
tonalism, isn't it, really?
it's very much tonalism. Yeah, it's like the most boring tonalism you could imagine.
There you got a
So
But
little.
it's lovely.
the next color, let's bring in some of this transparent earth oxide red. And let's just involve a little something else here. Let's just see. Let's just see how that just warms it up. But because I'm putting it on pretty thick there, you see how all of a sudden it just took away the darks that were underneath. So that's too thick there, but let's thin that out. Let's find the tops and the bottoms of some of these grasses.
Just like that.
Just like that.
When Michael does it, it's just like that.
See, it's usually around this point that I go, oh, you know what? I don't really want those trees over on the left. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
And this is why I hesitate to do underpaintings in acrylic. So what would you do if you now decided you want, or you just never have to change anything because it's all perfect?
Yeah, I remember back like 20 years ago when I used to make mistakes.
Ah,
No. Yeah, the good thing is I can paint opaquely with oils over the top. I can change any and all of this, and we'll even try some of that. So there you go. So we've got a gold and a hot browny red, right? But what if we added blue to the mix?
don't do it.
Now I'm going to add more. When this blue touches that brown red, it becomes almost a black.
Yeah.
It becomes really dark, but it's still transparent.
Wow.
Gives it tremendous depth, doesn't it?
I hope so. I really wish you guys could see me trying to dodge the camera as I go back and forth. You'll know when I hit it. Go back to some of that red and warm up the underside of this sky a little bit. Let's warm up the tops of these trees. Right? What a mess. Oh my gosh, Mike, what are you doing?
It's lovely.
Okay. It's okay. We're friends. You guys will forgive me for all my sins, past, future, present. Oh, it's so fun. I just love watching the reveal. I love just the play, the freedom, and because it's acrylics and now I'm doing oils, I have quite a long time to play with this. And doesn't that painting feels
Gorgeous.
like it was in a church where they burnt tons of incense for hundreds of years?
I thought you were about to say where they burnt tons of witches. I'm worried for a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I live on the West Coast, so we don't have that hundreds of years of burning witches.
Witch
We're
friendly.
gonna get back into it, don't worry, but
Mm.
isn't that wild?
Mm.
So now I can let that sit and soak for a second, but we're just gonna, oh, I know what I want to do. I'm gonna grab
I'm
a
just
smaller brush.
I'm
I'm gonna
waiting
grab
for
a little bit of that Indian
I'm
yellow.
I'm waiting for you to say, let's get a little crazy with it.
Oh, I feel like I've already been crazy with it. Let's grab some Indian yellow.
Well,
Oh, that color's crazy. Let's get crazy with it.
Not a whole lot different in
Okay.
the sky.
So total chaos. Now I can take my clean paper towel. And I'm just going to softly start rubbing some of that in.
mm.
It's
So
gorgeous.
dirty paper towel. So let's just find a clean spot. I already know how this day ends up. I'm going to have very dirty hands here in just a little bit.
But you can throw it on the floor and it won't change anything. 'Cause it's
Not now, no. That's the
covered in
general
black paint.
benefit of having a black floor. Yeah, thank you. Isn't that nice? So subtle, but let's make it not subtle. Let's take and clean part of my paper towel. Watch here. I'm just going to push a little harder.
Man.
Mhm.
Push a little harder. So I'm
Already.
picking up that paint. I'm letting it stain a little bit, but not much because it's acrylic. If I was using a gesso underneath, which can totally work, 100% can work.
Right.
But I don't have this playtime.
No.
I can really keep moving this paint. What about the tops of these grasses? They're getting light. Let's gently wipe across there. It's like we're all painting for the first time together.
Well, I wish my first time painting looked like that.
Me too.
No way.
Michael, as you progress as an artist, did you experience less frustration?
No, because
Oh,
your expectations are always changing.
ugh. I don't want that answer.
I mean, yes,
Well, because you're always
it's nothing but sheer joy all the time. Everything always works out.
Yeah.
And it can be that way for you. It could be that, I don't want to, there's a lot of artists who kind of figure out the thing that works and then just do it over and over and over.
Yes.
My ADHD
Yeah.
brain will not let me do that. It'll be like, that worked out. We should do it 3 or 4 more times. Great. Now they're selling and the galleries love them. Okay, let's never do that again.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's completely experiment a new thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, all these things that I'm showing you it's not like I invented it, but at the same time, it's like I invented it because I had to discover it for myself. So
Yeah.
as we're all doing this thing this week, some of it is going to work out, some of it's not, because this is all weird.
Yeah.
But we're all going to learn. And what's really, really cool is we're all going to learn from each other. So, Gail's going to do a thing, Cheryl's going to do a thing, Diane's going to do a thing, Brent's going to do a thing, and we're all going to see, and maybe even Brent does a thing that Brent's like, oh man, I hate that. And I'm like, I cannot wait to try that because that looks so fun and I could see how I could use that in my painting. Right?
Yeah.
So that being the case, I can now take, like, let's just say my Indian yellow, add some white to it, or let's even not do that. Let's simply add white. So I'm just going to clean this brush. Let's just add a little bit of white. I don't want too much on my brush. Let's get rid of that little gray cloud right there. It's kind of messing with me. And I can come in and I can start painting right in there over the top. So kind of a scumbling, kind of a glazing. It's picking up that paint that is there. So you see how it added a little bit more opacity
Yes.
to it?
Do you have something you're aiming for at this point, or are you just trying to find it as you paint?
Just the love of you guys mostly.
It's a
I
test.
mean, really, it's about the
blame
love
you.
of my mother, but I've given up.
It's a test.
He's waiting for a happy accident.
That is all it is. No, I don't know. And like in the next painting, I'll have more of an idea. But this one, you can see the colors in my reference. I'm not chasing that at all.
No.
It was just the design and the big ideas and kind of a break off. But like, I hate these trees, so I made trees that I think are more interesting. I hope. And so, yeah, there's a lot of times when I'm painting with a goal in mind and a reference, or, especially with commissions and stuff. But paintings like this are what brings me real joy, because it is the discussion with the paint, with the image, with the design. Let's add a lot of white. Let's just see what happens if we get really, what do we say? Let's get crazy with it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love the instantaneous feedback. So just cleaning the brush.
Actually crazy part of it is that many painters would be watching you and just going, that is the most subtle brush stroke in the world. And we're all just like, oh my God, crazy. You went up by 4 value steps. Oh, what'll he do next?
What will he do next?
Inquiry
Christmas
mind
lights on
running
all the
out.
trees.
Oh, now Instagram would love that.
Huh.
See how just taking all the values in the sky up a key,
Yeah.
or 3,
And on
Wow.
your brush right now, is that just paint or is it paint with a little paint thinner?
I have added no thinner at any point during this process.
So that's just what the white paint. Okay, cool.
The white paint is now taking to the transparent colors. It's going to make them a little bit cooler. That's why I added a little Indian yellow because that keeps it warm. Could have used a red or whatever. In fact, you challenge me, I'm going to bring red into this. Right? Ah,
That's
do you
gorgeous.
see how the black undercolor with that yellow on top,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's reading as a green, but there's no
Mhm.
green on here. I haven't even hardly used blue. Let's go ahead and let's see what happens if I take some of this transparent red medium color. Ooh,
Golly.
see what happens? There's some white in that, so it got
Mhm.
pink. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this brush, and that might work, but I may want to add a little bit of Indian yellow. Let's see what happens.
Oh my God.
What I'm hoping is by adding some of this red, it'll bring out other colors again that aren't there. But because it's near other colors, like other values, it'll make it either appear greener or bluer. Or what if we put a little bit up in the sky? I don't know. Let's see. What if we put some down in the water? Let's get back, load that up a little more.
And again, in the acrylic world, like Cheryl says, we'd have to just do a small part because it would all have dried. I think.
Most likely, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
with the slip dry and everything else. You see what difference, even though it's ugly and I just put it on like lipstick here, you see how that red warmth is making me feel even cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks greener.
This is a bit like watching either the sun go down or the sun come up.
That's good.
We're literally watching all the stages of the day.
Yes.
At the end, I'll just take a blue, the dark blue, and put the whole thing and make a nocturne.
Right. Yeah. But, I mean, it'd be hard to do now because it would be very muddy. But yes, if I let it dry, I could.
Mhm.
I have to leave at 12:30. So goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
In 2 minutes anyway.
I need to leave in about a half an hour too. So I'll say goodbye now.
Keep painting, Mike.
We'll try and see you tomorrow.
Yes.
So very fun.
Oh, it's beautiful.
See how I'm coming across with straight lines?
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we add some green? See what happens? Don't do it. Do it.
Or
You coward. All right, let's see. Just gonna grab some green. I don't know what's gonna happen. But how long have I been painting on this? 15, 20 minutes? So it's kind of like, who cares, right? Can you see the green? Yep.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Using a really
But-
lousy brush. It's kind of hinting at texture. It's letting some of those colors from underneath show through.
It just fits right in, actually, doesn't it?
A little
That
bit,
green-
yeah, but it adds a lot of dynamicism.
Yeah.
But it's still, yeah.
But it doesn't jar.
harmonious. Right. All right. So for the Don Remisons of the group, let's add some fog. That sounds stupid. I know. Let's do it. So I'm just going to take some white, add a little blue to it, touch, add a little bit of that red to make it kind of a gray blue. Let's just see. Let's find a soft brush. So I'm using that white that's there. Let me see if I can find that same brush again to push these trees further back into space and soften their edges.
Mm.
So you see how just changing the value and that
Amazing.
white instantly cools it down.
Mm.
But the
Right.
white was mixed with the blue and the red.
Yeah. Just to
Wow.
gray it down. I didn't, if I put
Yeah.
straight white, if I put like a straight white, you'll see it'll be very stark.
Ooh.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I guess you have to buy this painting now. You asked the question. I'll just take a paper towel, wipe that back because I don't want that much white paint. Of course I don't. Let's bring back a little bit of that warmth. And oops, too much white on there. So just keep cleaning my brush. So, you know, a lot of you guys, once you made this mistake, might just start trying to like, oh, I need dark now. I need this. But no, just take your paper towel and just get rid of it.
Yeah.
When we start making mistakes or, you know, something we didn't intend, we try to fix it a lot of times by just, oh, now I need this. Now I need that. But no, just take a step back. Palette knife, paper towel, pressure washer, whatever you need. You see how much more depth all of a sudden this has? You see how these trees want to come forward
Yeah.
because of their values versus these. These are coming forward compared to these because I didn't add as much fog. Didn't add as much fog. But wait, let's push these trees back. Let's push the whole creek back.
Oh my God.
It doesn't take much. I know I don't want it as pushed back as that, but a little bit. So it feels like it's in the same scene. Like there is some fog between us and those trees. So I'm just softening the ground, softening where the haze might be. A smarter painter, more patient painter, a painter not so desperate for love and affection from his students would let this dry and do, you know what I mean? And you can just scumble in. But at the same time, if I do that, then I'm not going to get the same harmony, or I could, but it'll take a lot more work. Because right now, anytime I do anything, I'm using all the colors that are wet and sitting on this surface.
Yeah.
Well, we're all codependent, and now we'll go and make our own messes.
That's right. Yeah.
We can blame it on you.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. We all learn our codependency from somebody. So you can see some of that black and white underpainting still, even though I added white and it's pushing it all back and softening. And so this is just a clean brush. Well, it was a clean brush, a fairly clean brush. And I'm just softening where I don't want as much detail. And again, I know that this will be dry by tomorrow because it's all thin paint, or fairly dry by tomorrow or the next day. So I can come in and I can revisit. I can add flowers, leaves, grass. I can add texture. I could add a flock of geese or sheep. So this could be considered still my underpainting. All right. Shall we do it again in purple?
Right.
Mm.
What's that? Oh, let's make it look like water a little bit more. I'm just going to take a little bit of this.
Andrew always says that a little pond scum really makes a difference.
Let's do it. If that's Tischler, then I'm going to do it. Just want to make sure my pond scum isn't too bright because it's going to be in the shadows on this side of my. But he is right. And where I live, especially towards end of summer and fall, you sure do get a lot of it. Can you see that a little bit?
Yeah.
Mm.
And again, see how I'm going.
The scientific name is cyanobacteria.
Is it?
Yep.
Also going to be the name of this painting.
Yeah, you got a name for it now.
It's what real estate agents call magical pond on the site.
Yeah,
Just means-
they just tell you not to drink the water because it's toxic as hell. It'll kill your dog.
Well, it just means there's so much of that green scum. It looks like you could walk across the water.
Yeah.
I've
we've been getting red ones.
You're talking to an old wastewater engineer. Like, don't get me started on ponds.
So you see how I warmed it up a little bit as I'm bringing it out where it may be collecting a little bit of light, both from reflected from the dome of the sky. Also, maybe a little bit direct, probably not too much. In fact, I don't have a direct sun in here. It's all soft edged. Painting scum is fun. Is that enough?
That's wonderful.
You put a little yellow flower on each one of those little scum things and make it a lily pad.
Yeah.
Little lilies, and then I could bring little flowers into here, and
Yeah.
Little flowers on the
a couple
hillside.
of deer sitting in the mist, and a couple of swans or whatever flying overhead, and
Frog on one of the lily pads.
right, yeah, on and on it can go.
I forget who it was that used to want to put a deer in everything.
I don't
A
know.
lot of deer in her pictures.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Cows are a lot easier. That's just a rectangle, a rectangle and a triangle, and you get a cow. I love that little bit of red right in here.
Mm.
A bit of red. And see how it plays against those greens.
Mm.
All right, last trick, and I'm not going to do it very much. I just want to show it to you. As I just grab a Q-tip, and I'm gonna remove this because it's really distracting visually. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I can just take my Q-tip, and I can bring up a lot of hinted at texture really quickly. And what's neat is as long as I don't over push, I'm still getting those same colors underneath.
Would a dry trip brush do the same thing, or?
Absolutely, yeah. Anything to remove it. I mean, I can just take a paper towel and crumple it and make it so it's very irregular. This one's too soft. Here we
Try
go.
aluminum foil.
Aluminum foil
Yeah.
would be great. Yeah. Otherwise,
Candy wrappers.
these really crappy, crunchy paper towels are great for it as well.
I like Cheryl's idea, a candy bar wrapper, because then you'd have to eat the chocolate first.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
We used to use that a lot in China painting because you could just kind of touch it and it would just lift off enough to make interesting shapes.
I hate to say it, it's very rude of me, but that stream now looks as if it might be a path because the center of it is very sort of flat in color. Do you not need to make it a bit lighter where the reflection of the light is?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
instead
right.
of,
Could be a dry road with a puddle at the side.
well, let's just take some blue. I'm going to do the opposite of that. I'm going to darken
right.
instead of lighten. Turned out very green, which can be okay. But I'm just going to add a little more blue. Cleaning off that brush. And even though I'm obliterating some of the information that I had here, it's okay because I know I can bring it back just about as quickly. Does that help it look a little glowier and contrasty, or did I not understand the assignment?
I don't know. What do you think?
Try not to.
Good point.
I don't know.
Well, the pond scum precludes getting reflections, which might tell us more it's water.
We can have reflections between the pond scum.
Well, it does does bring up a really interesting question of painting a liquid versus a solid and how reflection affects that.
That's what it needed.
A little breaking up of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like if I wanted to keep taking time, which I will after class or tomorrow or whatever, I'll just come in and reinforce some darks and figure out some of the structural elements.
It's amazing seeing it transform like that.
Give me 1 second while I grab the other painting. And I'll have to clean off the surface just a little bit, but maybe I'll use some of that to muddy up the purples. Cold coffee.
Sometimes that's the best.
All right, make a little bit of space. So I have multiple references for this one. I've got the kind of grayed down, which I really like the subtlety in this. Then I also did it where it's more blue and purple. And I'll probably just kind of combine the two mentally to push it. But I'm thinking kind of a grayed down, subtle purple, but earthy at the same time, not overly dynamic image. So this red is really warm. It's a hot red here. So let's bring it over so you guys can see the palette.
And what's that red called?
And that's just called transparent red medium. And again, not a color I bought, but one that was given to me to try out. And it's a nice warm, kind of a highlight color for glows and glowy areas. But I'm going to bring on some quinacridone.
What brand is that red?
Rembrandt.
Yeah, because usually you don't see red transparents. I don't think.
know that's a big part of it. I think that came through a discussion with them about same thing with even a yellow, a transparent besides Indian yellow. You can get the Hansas, but they seem to cool down and die down so quickly. All right. So re-clean my mixing area because I'm changing color palettes. So I know I want purpley, earthy. So I'm going to go to, I could add purple. Literally, I could just squeeze out some, I don't know, dioxazine or some kind of a purple color, which I probably have somewhere in my drawer. What do we got? I got a cobalt violet. That might be nice. As always, I've got the like a phthalo green mixed with a quinacridone makes beautiful gray blues. What do I have here? Manganese violet, but maybe I should just mix my own purple. So I've got quinacridone red. Would you guys be interested in me showing you what happens when you do phthalo green and quinacridone red? I know Graham and I have talked about it a bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
I did that. I think I
Fascinating.
did that on my color wheel, actually.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And
Yeah.
it's kind of strange, weird black magic.
Yeah, the grays it makes are out in the purple is
Yeah.
absolutely breathtaking.
All right. So this might be fun for some of you guys to see. So I've got a phthalo turquoise, or I can use a phthalo green, both about equally out. Like a phthalo turquoise or a phthalo green.
Do the green.
Yeah.
Yep. It's easier to find.
And most of us don't have phthalo purple.
Or phthalo turquoise, yeah.
Or yeah.
So just to show you how toxic this color is,
Mhm.
that's my phthalo green. I'm going to pull it aside, and that's just a couple drops, and I can add white to it, and it's
Crazy.
unbelievable. Beautiful, but unbelievable. I mean, it just nothing in nature besides the best swimming hole in Greece, right?
Not a Midwestern color.
So let's add just a touch of quinacridone red to it. So they're opposites, right? It's a green and a red are opposites on the color wheel. And when you mix them together, they just neutralize so beautifully. And like Gail was saying, they make these just really nice, understated purple. Isn't that gorgeous?
I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Does this mean I have to buy some of that scary color?
You don't have
Only
to
if you
do
want
it.
beautiful gray and purple.
Yeah. Only if you want to have happiness in your life.
But I don't know what it would do in acrylic. Would it mix the same way?
Don't
Yeah,
know.
it does.
Probably it's the same.
Tell.
It's
I
the
do
same
that a lot.
pigments.
I use that pigment a lot for backgrounds. So it's actually even in acrylic, it's even better.
Okay.
Like I said, that's one of my standbys when I do figure painting for a background because it really pulls out a flesh tone.
But isn't that crazy? I took these two ultra bright. Again, let me just do phthalo green.
Yeah, but it's a red to the blue and a green to the blue.
Exactly. So there's my phthalo green with white, because otherwise it's so dark you can barely tell. And here's my quinacridone red plus white makes bubblegum.
Hmm.
And together
They're
we can
gorgeous.
create this beautiful harmonious color. So let's go ahead. I'm terrified. I don't think I've ever glazed with them before. So I'm not going to add white yet. I
No.
want to see what happens because they're both transparent to semi-transparent. I'm going to go.
What color are you adding to it? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. So far, it's just those two colors. So this one has more green. This one has more red on top. So I'm going to go cool first. Man. What's a bummer is I actually really like this underpainting. So this does feel like a risk.
Emerald green.
Yeah.
We've now entered the land of Oz. I've added Payne's Gray to those two colors.
Yeah, I bet that'd be a nice way to neutralize it. I was thinking
Yep.
I maybe could add yellow if I needed to. Wow.
I've added a lot of yellow to that stuff, and it kind of works out pretty well.
Just to keep neutralizing it. And
yeah, and sometimes I'll actually add some diazine purple. And
Oh, I love that.
So that one work. So you kind of get some weird mixes in there, but they're actually pretty vibrant when they dry.
So you put dioxazine purple in what?
I mix it with phthalo green.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll mix it with this mix, and the purple has a tendency to drive it darker.
Mm-hmm.
And phthalo turquoise is a real dark color too, so you can really get some crazy values coming out of it.
This is extraordinary.
extraordinarily stupid.
We're
I
off
look
to
down
see,
and all of a sudden the whole thing's gone.
we're
It's
off to
just
see
me.
the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Does look like the Wicked Witch of the West might be coming in here.
Yeah.
soon.
Right.
Yeah,
They're like
Monkeys.
they're hoping for a tornado.
Yes. Ooh,
Pretty
the
great
big
color.
reveal. Gosh.
That feels better.
Does. What I'm surprised is I haven't gotten the blues. A lot of times when you mix these two colors, you get these gray blues, and I'm not there. It's starting to show up a little bit.
Good grief.
I'm going to get more of that phthalo green on there. I'm going to bring that lower. I'm also going to bring it across here.
I don't get it.
bring back some of that red. More of that green. More of that red. More of that green. Whew.
I have a stupid question for you.
Okay. Anything
You
to
really
distract me from what's
decided,
going on?
if you really decided that you absolutely hated what you were doing right now, could you wipe it all away?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope so.
What would you use? Your thinner?
Bit of Gamsol. Yeah. Gamsol doesn't affect acrylics.
Okay, that was what I was wondering.
Was that a hint?
No,
You
like I said,
love what's going on.
I did acrylic for the first time in my entire life, and I'm just anticipating what kind of disasters I'm going to run into when I try and color over it.
Well, here's just one that could happen.
Do you have gesso showing through? Because it looks like it's soaking in spots up in your scuff.
That's what I'm wondering too. Yeah, I feel like there's some sticky spots, so maybe I do.
Yeah.
Do you think the acrylic pens aren't, especially the white, aren't accepting the glazes as much?
Are you kind of seeing the spots throughout?
Yeah. Do you think that's what's going on there? Because I'm wondering if it
Sure,
is a
yeah,
little
that would make
different.
sense.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of hopeful. Okay, I'm gonna get a clean towel. I kind of have an idea that something okay might happen.
Something okay. Okay.
Something okay. A little more red onto the tops of these grasses.
That's a good example of how much will come off
Mm.
just
Yeah.
without anything.
It's really looking like a tornado's brewing.
Sure does, yeah. Wow, it really does come off though nicely.
Michael, this is not a canvas board, right?
No, this is a panel, just
Oh,
gesso on wood and then acrylic on top of that.
okay.
Yeah, I would be in probably a world of hurt if this was canvas.
We know he is a wonderful whiz, whatever a whiz there was.
I'm still scared, but I'm every couple marks I make, I'm feeling more optimistic. And by every mark, I mean it's me removing paint, so that's not always great. But it does look so moody. All right, let's get a brush with some white paint on it and see what happens. not how I was expecting to build this painting. But again, I just kind of react and, have fun and just see if I can save it. If not, I'll just wash it off.
Did you just use the quinacridone red or the other red?
No, the quinacridone.
Because it looks
So
like,
far, it's all just quinacridone and phthalo green.
because it's funny, because on my camera, it looks like it has a tiny yellowish tilt, which I didn't think quinacridone red had.
Probably when it's compared to the cool grays everywhere. Oh, down here too, it looks purple reddish. Sorry, yellowish. Sorry, I'm not normally silent, but this is a wrestling match a little bit here. But I'm very curious.
Well, that's
Definitely not something I maybe should have done in front of students, but
no, that's why we're silent too.
Yes.
This is really
So
good.
we're enthralled.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yes.
It does have a certain mood to it.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. You're trying to, it kind of is disconcerting sometimes, but it does have a real strong mood to it.
Alfred Hitchcock.
All right, I'm gonna take a big soft fan brush and pull this down just because on your monitor, this all looks silver. And I think that's a lot of the glare. So I'm just gonna see how different that looks.
Yes.
Not sure what's going on right here. When in doubt, take it out. Not always, but sounds good when you say it in moments of desperation. All right, time for top secret special tool.
Go for it.
Back the old back scratcher. So with the back scratcher, grab
Thought you were
there.
going to use that for texture.
Maybe not on purpose though. Thought that color would be so much redder.
Is that a back scratcher?
Yep. It's the best mall stick because it has a
Little
grab
teeth on it.
that grabs things. And it's nice because it shrinks down so it fits in my plein air kit
Oh, cool.
or in my brush holder. No, I kind of like how that's playing.
Uh-huh.
It's wonderful. It's what dawn is like, where everything is gray, and then there's suddenly
Mhm.
the color.
Mm.
And that's the joy of desaturated grays and stuff, because this is a very desaturated pink that I'm putting on there,
That's stunning.
but it looks glowy in comparison, even though the values aren't shifting that much, right? It's not like I made this really, really light. I just made it have chroma, meaning color.
What about the water underneath? Is that going to get some pink or not?
Yeah, I would. What do you think?
Oh, no. I was just looking at it in terms of the white marker and that it's still pretty white.
Ugh, so hard to
Just
get to it with the camera. Ugh, my hand's so shaky. Let's try another color. Let's see what happens.
Your clouds, where it's stuck in the sky, really looks better now too. The grayer in the sky, the darker color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh, that's interesting. It's coming out green.
Is it really? It doesn't look green from here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
because
add
it's
a
like
little. I'm gonna add a little pink to it, and more white.
That looks green.
As it gets to this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Because
definitely
it's
is.
thinner.
Yeah, it's definitely picking up that gray. So you can just come back across it. But I do want it duller. So nobody mentioned that I put my silly trees right in the middle of my canvas.
I noticed that, but I didn't want to say anything.
No, you're very polite.
Thank you. I don't have a reputation for that, so thank you.
No, yeah, absolutely. I've never thought anything else.
I got to scoot. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Pardon me? Tomorrow's 12 our time. 9 their time. Well, 5 o'clock your time.
I like it better, but it's still scary.
I like that little piece sticking up on the right. Yeah, you can make that a nice little edge of a cloud.
I would have done a Cheryl and told you not to keep going.
Oh, this painting has a long ways to go.
I kind of like that yellowish, whatever it is, sticking out from under that cloud.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking that's
it
kind of the
needs something.
clearer spot. Yeah, the light's coming from underneath, but it's kind of foggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this little band here is a bit strong.
Mhm.
Is that Nyla's children that shared the photos of the clouds all kind of pointing in?
Yes.
Can kind of use some of that idea. But I also don't want them pointing right at the
But
trees.
they
that
look
sit right
so fake. I
Yeah.
can't. They're real, but they just look like somebody put them up there.
Right. Yeah, this is not the direction or thought process that I thought I was going to go with, but also not the colors I thought I was going to use. But it's interesting.
There is that question about why you didn't use what you thought you were going to use.
As you guys told me.
All right.
All right. Well, I almost would like to just wipe it down and start again.
No.
You guys want to see if we can do it?
No. Just make the path. Just give a little warmth to the paths, and that's that. You're done.
Oh, okay.
This is actually
back. Put the tree trunks back, which would help.
Right. I was going to say, I've lost all these trees back here. It's too bright.
Still a bit bright, yeah.
Those two colors have produced some beautiful grays.
Isn't
Yeah.
it kind of amazing? A little bit of yellow, but otherwise everything is just that. Yeah. And I mean, it'd be so fun to just bring these in. Because, yeah, they really are not harmonious until they touch each other.
No, they're not. It's amazing.
Where do I want? I want to go warmer. Yeah, sorry, I feel like I've been so quiet.
No.
But it's, yeah, this is true discovery of what is gonna happen. Why did that happen?
But it's encouraging to see you working
Struggle.
through this.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Because then it when I get in the middle of, for me, what is a mess, then I'm like, but it's just the adolescent part of the painting. It's going to get better, or it can get better. Whether or not I can do that is the question.
No, same here, but yeah.
It's also trying to discover there may be something there that you're not noticing that's really, really good.
Right.
Actually,
I talked about being open to the painting, but at the same time, you go in with a half of an intention at least. And when that doesn't materialize, it can be really interesting.
Actually, I'd be interested to see what would happen if you got some gold or some browns into the grass in front of you.
Well, wouldn't that go against the color theme of the picture, or maybe that's the point? I don't know.
I think it might. Like I say, I'd be curious to see what would happen there.
Yeah.
Well, at dawn, there usually is the commencement of color.
Right.
But it's very slow and very subtle. And
that painting is pretty. The grass in front is very green, and it's even it's been toned back. I would say that it needs something to warm it up a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah, or at least saturation, whether it's warmth, because it could be cool shadows, but it'd still be here. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. Let's go with a phthalo green and see.
No,
Needs to be
no,
done.
I'm thinking something gold.
Yeah.
Yes. Michael, clean your
Yeah.
brush. Bring some yellow down there.
But I want it to harmonize. That's why I'm mixing it. Don't worry, it's going to be screaming once I get it on there. Oh, I can't wait for this class to be over so I can wipe this off.
right, go ahead. Don't panic. You still could.
I may have to get my other glass of wine.
Yeah.
If you could Uber that over here, I would really appreciate that.
There's not much left in the bottle. I should have brought it along.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the more I,
this-
squint, and it is really beautiful.
I
Wait till you
think it
close your eyes
goes.
completely. It's just gorgeous.
Image.
Yeah. I do like that. I mean, I don't like it, but I like that differentiation a little bit where it's still harmonizing. Yeah, there's parts that I like and parts I don't like, parts that I struggle. And then, I lost so much information in here. So let's just see. I'm just going to give it a light wipe down and just see. And that'll actually help.
Wait, let me get a picture of it before you go away. Okay.
Okay. Share that with the group.
I like the softer, not so much gleaming, sharp edge thing. This is nice.
Good. Yeah. Now let's get rid of these glowy pond back there. Not sure what to do that, but you know what I'm doing? I'm just going to grab a big brush. We're going to end class. We're going to end class by me just taking this clean, big brush, and let's just see what happens. Because again, this can be just the underpainting. There we go. See, now I can see a little more of that detail.
It's lovely and subtle.
It's funny. I mean, you guys can probably hear that noise. I'm brushing this thing pretty brutally. Back and forth. It should be getting muddy and moving paint all over, but
It's pretty set by now, isn't it? Some of that.
it happens pretty quickly. Yeah.
Actually, that white road bugs me a little bit.
Far back here.
No, the front, right in front.
The front part.
Road, the tire tracks.
Like right here.
Yeah.
It's sort of too light. It's been too light the get-go.
It's certainly it's not grass. It's dirt. So
there we go.
There.
That's better.
How can you do without us, Michael? Can't possibly paint without us.
I just don't. I hibernate 6.5 days a week.
He'd be hanging at the Metropolitan Museum without us.
do you charge more when we're involved?
Yeah.
I just think it's the best learning experience just doing this and seeing what happens. I don't always like what happens, and seeing what happens is really cool.
It is funny though when people are like, "Oh, you're so lucky you paint all day. That must be so relaxing."
My response is usually a little more profane than that. Yeah.
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 It's like I'm surprised how long I can hold my breath sometimes. I just realize all of a sudden I just go, oh, like, oh man, I've probably been holding my breath for like a minute. So these areas I'm coming back in and lightening. What's nice is I can literally come back soon and add a little bit of, pink or yellow or whatever color without them becoming so muddy.
You'd never guess that you put that bright green band, sort of headband of in the sky, and it's completely transformed now.
Isn't that
You'd
funny?
never think it.
Yeah, phthalo green. I don't think anybody would ever guess that this is painted
No.
with phthalo green and bright red
Never.
quinacridone. Two super high chroma staining colors.
That water
I don't
went
know.
back.
I think it'll be good to go get some lunch or breakfast and have a
Over
look at
for
this.
dinner.
A fresh eye, yes.
Yeah. And again, this is a wonderful underpainting because be easy to, painting from dark to light is easier for me.
Yeah.
On my screen, it just looks like an absolutely beautiful, subtle dawn.
Mhm.
And that is kind of what I was, hoping for something like that.
Actually, I think it's not as bad as we all thought. I think it's starting
Starting to come together a little bit.
Yeah. I would, before you wipe it out, let it dry. Give it a chance to go back and look at it again.
Well, and like some of my favorite parts are where the trees are just disappearing.
Yeah.
Yes, they're lovely.
Me too. Yeah.
All right.
Fascinating. Wow.
Very moody.
Very.
Yeah. What do you got on that, George Inness? Come on. Anyways, totally fun, interesting color palette. So it was a tiny bit of Indian yellow, which seems to have stained, tiny bit of that green, otherwise just phthalo green and quacridone. And it feels like there's a lot of color on there.
Yeah.
A lot of variation in color. Here, I'll move you guys in as we say goodbye to each other.
Fascinating.
All right.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, the water's too light and
Yeah.
different things, but all in all, anyways, the first one worked out.
I
Yeah,
think
this one worked out well.
Yeah.
But I think
It's
you
just not
wiped
good.
out the color that was on the water.
And it just
Yeah.
wasn't what you were thinking you were going to do, but it took on a life of its own. So
It absolutely
they
did.
do.
And that is a huge amount of the fun of hanging out with you guys is painting by committee. And it was fun. And I think I will like it. I just have to get away from it.
Yeah.
What color were you going to use?
I mean, the main color concept was the same. I still wanted purple, pink, grays, but anyways.
Not quite the same.
You were
Not quite the
probably
same.
going for higher drama.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, the reason I picked the photo is partly because of its low key. Like that's why I wanted to do one warm, one cool, one gray, one higher chroma.
Yeah.
So anyways, I had a blast. I'm
Yeah.
going to stop sharing.
Let
Hang on.
Thrilling.
Let it set up. You're going to like it.
You need to go and lie down in a darkened room after us.
I like the way it turned out, Michael. It turned out great.
I do. I think so too.
Mm.
I had my doubts there for a while.
Right, but by the second glass, it got better.
Oh, well, I'm on my second glass.
Will you leave
Awesome.
the yellow in?
I will make it all more subtle. That yellow is a little too high chroma. What I would like is a more cool cream yellow. Yeah, I just need to,
Well,
literally.
show us what you did.
Yellow
For
makes
sure,
it.
for sure. Yeah. Well, anyways, this was a ton of fun. The first painting was nice. I'm glad I did something that I could predict. This one was a ton of fun too. And I think, I think it's interesting. And I love gray paintings. Like, I really do love George Inness's moody paintings, and another number of tonalist painters. There's a couple Russian painters that do real moody grays, but they're colorful, but they're just really low chroma color. And I find that very difficult and a lot of fun. So anyways, I can't wait to see what you guys do with yours.
Neither can we.
Yeah.
She says with a heavy sigh.
But thank you all for your time. Here we are, a whole hour late.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow. And I will be here. I'm going to go ahead and push stop record real quick.